Hej! Välkomna till Salkhallen som har storfrämmande i form av Nadal idag. Ja, inte Rafael Nadal, världsettan, men väl hans tränarstab på Nadals Academy på Mallorca. Och jag står här med headcoachen, ni har sett honom i bakgrunden, otroligt aktiv hela tiden. Could you present yourself for the viewers?
Yeah, hello, my name is Joel Figueras. I'm the tennis director at the Rafa Nadal Academy by Movistar, and it's our first clinic here in Stockholm. And we are very glad working with these guys. They are putting a lot of effort and they are doing very well.
And Rafael Nadal is not here, but his racket is.
Yeah, I got his racket, so that is the model that he used to play before. And yeah, it's a very special racket. And when I go to clinics, I want to keep it with me because it's very special for the kids to touch and to know how is his model.
And you have worked there now for 1 hour almost. Could you see any difference from Swedish tennis players, youngsters, when you compare them with the Spanish players?
Well, the big difference is the tennis court because we used to play in a slower course there in Spain, red clay course. So the players in Spain they used to have more patience and during the point the indoor courts here they are faster than the Spanish course. So this is a big difference. And right now in modern tennis. In our opinion, it's much better to develop young players in slow course than in fast course because one of the reasons why we got a lot of success before is because our tennis players they are able to produce power in very forced positions. So this it happens if you have slow course. If you have to play in fast course like this one, very nice course but very fast. So for professional tennis. It's difficult to adjust that.
And in the 80s, a lot of Spanish coaches came to Sweden to watch the Swedish style. And then you went home to Spain and you created a Spanish version of the Swedish with more power and more power.
Yeah. We got we got your knowledge, but we put a little bit more top spin in your knowledge, and that is the reason why we got this success because the modern tennis you have to put a lot of top spin, and as you said, in the 18s and 19s the 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 season, the ATP season, the was very different that right now because they used to play a lot in indoor courts and they play flat than that they are playing right now in modern tennis. So I think this is the big difference. Now the new players they used to put a lot of top spin inside the ball, and for this you need to practice that in slow course.
Would you say is it a special Spanish tennis style, that you learn to the youngsters?
Yeah, the secret is the we have very good coaches there in Spain, and the weather is very nice, so you can play 12 months every year outside, and yeah, there are a lot of tournaments, a lot of tennis clubs, so the competition is very hard at the beginning of the career of the players. So yeah, this is one of the reasons, and the other thing is we are trespassing the knowledge coaches by coaches. So right now, Rafa is gonna finish maybe in 2 or 3 years, but I saw a lot of very good junior players, and I think, of course, we to have one Björn Borg or one Rafa Nadal is very difficult. Maybe we can have the next 20 years, but yeah, of course we want to have professional tennis players in the next future in Spain.
In what age do you think the player must have a good technique?
Well, the sweet time to introduce technique for the players is between 9 and 12 years old, and between 12 and 15 is the gap to provide the player competition, and after 15, if the player wants to be professional, this guy he has to put the studies in one side, and he has to put all the effort with tennis, because the reality starts at 15, 16, maybe in girls 1 year before that, 14. But I'm not saying the player has to finish the school, but maybe it's better to do online school, because 15, 16 years old, they have to travel all the time, at least 25 tournaments, 30 tournaments every year. So it's difficult to go to regular school in this way.
At last, I know you want back on the court to teach the youngsters, but you work a lot with movement. How important is that?
Yeah, it's very important. The footwork in tennis right now is very important. It's very important the player to understand when the player has to move sideways, backwards, absorbing opponent ball, forward, at the same time taking ground and giving ground. Because if the player thinks he's in charge of the point, it not makes sense to stay too far back from the baseline. So the player must. We used to put activities or exercise to recognize especially deep and short balls. So in this way, the player is able to recognize if he is in defense position, neutral position, or offensive position. So the footwork is very important. Is very important, and you have a great example, or two great examples, Björn Borg and Mats Wilander. They were unbelievable in footwork. So,
and we should say that you played French Open the same year that Mats won.
I played junior. When I was playing junior, he was winning the Grand Slam. So yeah, Mats was unbelievable, and Edvard as well. So yeah.
Thank you, Joel, and thank you for coming to Sweden and Salk, and good luck in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.